Stressful part about building narrowboat Silver Fox, and were there any sleepless nights worrying about the build?
Bonjour, it is Saturday. Duncan has gone to work. I never quite know what to do with myself on a Saturday when he works, but I think I'm just going to potter around here. If I feel like it later, I might pop out to the shops. There's only a couple of things I need, and I'd rather try and hang on and get those when I go shopping rather than all that petrol there and back and the risk of me picking up things that I don't actually need. So, first of all though, I'm going to empty the dishwasher. I've been doing my usual, my coffee, only one coffee so far. I've played my games and I've got stuck on my connections game. But I've been watching, as you'll see in the previous frame, watching Foxes Afloat. I've been watching them for years now. They used to have a narrowboat and filmed on there, and there's just this couple who just, they're quite funny, so I watch them for a laugh. Okie doke, I haven't emptied it since last night, so there we go. Did you ever, or have you got an electric knife? I bought one recently. It was a second-hand one at the local supermarkets. They're doing a lot of second-hand goods that they've chipped over and they give a guarantee. And since I've been making my own bread, because it's so fresh, I find sometimes it's hard to cut. So, and I've been thinking about buying one, but not been able to find them. I don't know whether they've stopped selling them or what. But I bought one second hand, and I waste a lot less bread because I can get a nice straight cut in my new fresh loaves. Some of you are probably thinking, why do you make your own bread when you've got lovely French bread to eat? I just decided, I think it sort of started through COVID, about making bread, and I wanted to make healthier bread. Although you can get the healthy cereal bread and everything here, it's because it's healthy, as per usual, it can be more expensive. And you can't beat fresh bread. So I bought the bread maker, and I didn't use it for a little while at first, but now I do 2 or 3 loaves a week. And obviously, because I'm making my own, as any bread maker will know, you've not got the preservatives in there and everything. So, and you've got more control of what goes in there. I put slightly less salt in it than they say to do, but I try and have a mixture of flour, and you try to use flours that aren't bleached and a bit healthier and things like that. So I know what's gone into the bread, and that's what I like. And yeah, So that is why. You've probably noticed as well, as a smaller size dishwasher, we didn't have a lot of space, and being there's only two of us, we decided this was all we needed, and it works fine. It gets a bit awkward when we have guests in for dinner, but we just do 2 loads. Duncan's good when we've got people here for dinner. He fills it up when the people are here, so we could, ask Duncan to sit entertaining the guests, and he will fill the dishwasher so we get one lot done while they're here. Also started having loose tea. I'm been a bit conscious because not a lot of companies do tea in tea bags that breaks down very well. So I thought I'd start having loose tea. I remember we asked for someone to bring us some over from the UK, and they bought some over, but it's strange. It's not like the normal tea leaves, but it's not in a bag, and it tastes fine. I think I've been using PG Tips tea from the UK. When I go over this time on my next trip over, I might try and bring some back. But I do like, so I bought a small teapot because trying to get a 1 cup teapot's not been very easy, and especially here when the French don't tend to use teapots very much. But I found this one at the Vicarina a few weeks ago, and I can get 2 cups from that one, and obviously the tea leaves just go straight on the compost without worrying about the tea bag never rotting. It's funny, in the tea strainer they look like granules. It's a weird one. I don't know how they make them. If I can, when we finish something and it can be dishwashed, I try put them in the dishwasher before I put them in the compost, because there's nothing worse than it sitting around in the house and it smells. It saves them a job the other end. Right, next to make the beds. Now the eagle-eyed and eagle-eared amongst you may have noticed that I just said I'm going to make the beds. Now that is because I make 2 beds every day, and there's only the 2 of us living here. So obviously we sleep separately. There's many good reasons for that. I take medication since my breast cancer, and those tablets have side effects, which is nerve pain and joint pain, so that disturbs my sleep. And also I'm a menopausal woman, in case you didn't know. so that causes me to be visiting the toilet a few times a night. So it's gone on for a long time, obviously since my operation and my treatment 2018, 2019. Duncan being 10 years younger than me works still, and it's going to be a long time, sadly, before he can retire. I officially have only just retired, but when we moved here, obviously I wasn't working other than doing the sheet. But that is all just beside the point. I just felt that I was disturbing him too much, and obviously if he's tired and in the middle of the night, he's going to be grumbly, and he also, apparently, I snore as well. I never hear myself snore. So I just could never understand. So it just made me so self-conscious. Duncan's work, as most of you know, he works as an electrician, which to a lot of people would see as a very dangerous job. I just couldn't stand it on my conscience that I was disturbing his sleep and he was going to work tired, because it could be very dangerous if he was tired and he was working and an error was made. So one night, just like a light bulb went off in my head, and I decided to come and sleep in here in the spare room. And it took me a long time to adjust. I just kept crying, just saying this isn't right. And because you hear people say if you move out of the marital bed, the marriage is over, basically. Well, all I can say is that is poppycock. And to me, if I stayed in that bed, then the marriage could have been over. No, probably not, but you know what I mean? If I'm now giving Duncan a good night's sleep, and I can get up as many times as I need, roll about as much as I need, and I'm not disturbing him. We did take steps to try and rectify it before I moved out by buying a new bed in that room, and we bought a much bigger bed, which we thought, and a mattress where you don't feel each other getting in and out of the bed, so you're not disturbing in that way, and you're sleeping a little bit further apart. And that worked. That was fine, really, and most of the time I don't think Duncan heard me, but it was me. I still couldn't sleep, and I was on edge quite a lot during the night that I might be snoring and keeping him awake. So, as I say, I just, in the end, just ended up coming in here, and one night went on to another night and then to another night, and I've now been sleeping in here for about 3 years, maybe. And it works. It's so much better. I still occasionally get a little bit sad, and but yeah, you don't need a bedroom to get together, do you? Basically, and Duncan's happier because he's sleeping better. I'm sleeping better because I know I'm not waking him up. And to be honest, all that space. So yeah, I just thought somebody may have noticed, and if it was me, if I'd seen someone doing a similar video, and I thought, I noticed that looks like they sleep separately. But anyway, yeah, so that is what it is. So obviously the downside is I do have 2 beds to make every day. And since I've not had children living with me and everything, it was quite nice doing 1 bed. But now, so I do 2 every day. And it is what it is, and that is what I'm going to do now. Not my favourite job, but I will say, one thing I will not do, or let's say 99% of the time, I will not leave the house without having made the bed. I like to get into a made tidy bed, and that's just the way I am. And sometimes if I have to go out in a rush and I have to leave it, I can't wait to make the bed when I get back. Realistically, it doesn't take long, does it? It's all the bending over and everything. And that's another difference. When I came in here, I couldn't find my actual quilt, or comforter as some people would call it. So, and again, because of menopause, I got very hot at night and things. And so the duvet was on and off, and that would disturb Duncan as well, because I was kicking the duvet off and then putting it back on again. And so I thought, one idea to be, and because that's what I had to do at first, because I couldn't find my quilt, was to go back to sheets and blankets like the old days. And that to me works really well, because depending on the time of year, I can put however many layers I want. I know if you've got a duvet or comforter, you can maybe leave that off and put a sheet on. But I'm the sort of person, I like something on me. So, yeah, depending on what the temperature's like, to how many layers I have. So I just have this full, sort of really soft cover over the whole thing. And then I have a blanket underneath and a sheet, and that's it. I did, in the winter, I had a weighted blanket, which I love. It's like being hugged at night, because I do like that weight on me. But I've taken it off now because I thought summer's nearly here. I don't know what happened there. Still waiting, but I'm not too bad. I'm not getting cold. So yeah, so this bed is the old-fashioned bed basically. I love my sleigh bed. That's one thing. When we got the bed next door, I was a little bit sad to lose this, because I just love the look of it. And that the bed in Duncan's bedroom. It's not very often I say that, because I would just say the front bedroom, because it used to upset me. This is much more modern, so. But yeah, so I've got this bed. Now we're going to the other one. So this is like a cloth headboard, wider bed, much bigger mattress. So the mattress is much better than mine, but I'm planning on soon getting a new mattress when we get the money together. That's one thing, because Duncan does have a quilt, it is slightly quicker to make his bed. And notice there are 2 sets of pillows in this bed, because occasionally I do like to come and cuddle up with Duncan. It's not very often, as I say, because just because it disturbs him. And that is all on me. As Duncan always says, it was my decision to leave this bedroom. So I know it's nobody's business, all of this, but I just feel sometimes there's probably people sitting there thinking they couldn't do it. They couldn't sleep in another bedroom, but I just want to show it can be done. And if it's to possibly save you marriage, why wouldn't you? The same thing I don't like with this, the cover that's on the top. That does take me a little while to get it square. Not that it matters to anybody, but that's me. I'd like now, that's bugging me, because that's what I'm like. Sometimes I walk out the room and I look back and it's still not square and I come back. But anyway, I probably went out of shot there. Well, I changed my mind. I've decided to pop out, just if nothing else, to get something as a treat, and something that I can have for easy cooking this evening. I might even get something for easy cooking tomorrow. We are obviously tomorrow helping with the village little market that's going to be happening. Just as I pulled away, Cedric, the one who's organised it all, has just said to me that it's going to be happening in the Salle de Fête, like our community hall, after all, because they're expecting rain, which is a real shame. Well, I suppose we won't have to move our car, nothing else. So he's going to email me the plan for what's happening tomorrow. Oh, he must be really disappointed, but at least it's still happening. I just see he was knocking on everybody's door in the village just to let them know it's not going to be, because otherwise they're going to wake up wondering where everybody is, especially those that aren't helping. So he's just going around letting everybody know it's going to be in the Salle de Fête. It's our new one, and I suppose a lot of people have never been in it. Actually just uploaded all the videos I've done this week so far, so it's going to be a little job for a few days. I'm planning to put them up Sunday to Saturday as they are happening, sort of thing. But when you watch them, obviously you'll be realising that was a week ago. Once that's been up for a week, we'll be back to normal with the interview videos and podcasts. In a way, I quite miss doing the weekly podcasts, but I'm conscious of overloading people and them being put off watching. Duncan's still not home from work. To be honest, if he was, I probably wouldn't have come out, but unless he wanted to come with me. Cedric, bless him, he does work hard to do things for the village, and you need people like that, but it must be a thankless task sometimes. I know when we was on the committee, I may have said before, for 2 or 3 years we was on a committee, and it's twice as hard for us, obviously, because we don't always know what's being talked about or what's being said. We enjoyed being part of it because it's a chance to integrate, but it was difficult for them. They felt that they couldn't talk to us, so there's lots of things that would happen, and in some ways it felt like we were being taken advantage of, because we didn't speak up. We got left serving the food on a table, and everybody kept coming and going, and obviously we couldn't just walk off because someone had to be serving. And instead of speaking up and saying, right, can we have a break now, we didn't, and we just put up with it. And yeah, because it's just a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, he's definitely a doer. He's very, very proactive. I said, I'm hoping, I've asked Cedric, and I'm going to hopefully try and film some bits tomorrow, in the hope that no one objects, but hopefully that will be good for the village. Anyway, I think I'll just about wrap it up here. I don't think there's going to be much else to tell you today, so I'm just going to do my bit of shopping and get home, wait for Duncan to come home, and then we'll spend the evening together.